ultimate celebration of Experience the ultimate celebration of multicultural excellence at the Voices Magazine Award Show. This is your chance to network with visionary leaders and innovators from the African diaspora in an evening filled with joy and sophistication. Imagine a night where every conversation is a doorway to new opportunities, and every moment is a chance to connect with like-minded professionals. Whether you're looking to expand your network or just enjoy a fantastic evening, this event has it all. Celebrate the spirit of multiculturalism while making new friends and forging valuable partnerships. Don't miss out on this exhilarating experience. Click the link to secure your tickets now and be part of this prestigious event that shines a spotlight on the heroes and innovators of our community.
And I tell you, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are joining us wherever you are, I'd like to say welcome to a brand new day here on Creative Minds Television, KMTV. Today is it's a wonderful one indeed. It's Wednesday, provided wherever you find yourself, but I think it's a good one. The Wednesday, it's Wednesday from where we sit here in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, where KMTV studio is situated. I'd like to say welcome to this special interview with the CEO of the Voices Magazine Awards, the man who've been the brain behind all of the fun Voices Magazine Award activities, Mr. Charles DWAMINA. As you know, this Sunday, the 29th, the 10th annual Voices Magazine Awards is going to take place here in the city of Minnesota, precisely the Lazurus downtown. And Charles is here to tell us about this 10th annual Voices Magazine Awards. With all much ado, let me welcome Charles. Welcome, boss.
Thank you, Cyrus, for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to your audience and to the people of Liberia and whoever is listening to this wonderful KMTV channel.
And I know it's hard to pull you away, especially on a day like this. You're making sure you can run here, run there, getting the pieces together ahead of the big day. Yeah. But somebody listening or watching you might wonder, they probably might be seeing you for the first time. Who's Charles DWAMINA? You tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Charles DWAMINA. I consider myself a serial entrepreneur. I hold many hats, many business opportunities that I have in the pipeline. If I start right now, we will not end that conversation. However, just in short, I'm a married man with 3 children, Chanel, and we are basically in what to call him. I'm just losing a blank right now. But we're basically in St. Michael. I run Voices Magazine, One Medical Staffing, DWAMINA Media Group, and Liberia Marketplace. These are all online social media based e-commerce platforms. Now, Voices Magazine is really my baby. Voices Magazine started 10 plus years ago. I would say 10 officially with the awards, and the rest is history. We have done so many wonderful things in the community, Minneapolis, and I'm proud to host this Sunday one of the greatest events that I can say considered to be in the Twin Cities. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity. But at the end of the day, the question you asked me is quite simple. I'm a simple, straight up man. I'm a businessman, and I would say an entrepreneur, but also an individual who is looking out to uplift our community.
Now, tell us a little bit about Voices. How did it all come to play? Where did it all get started? You want to throw light a little bit on that?
Wonderful. Voices Magazine actually started with a friend of mine called Celestina Windham. May her soul rest in peace. She passed away a couple of years back. And I happened to have a magazine called Kinky Roots. And Kinky Roots was a magazine that really focused on the hair of the African descent. But later on, she said, Charles, why don't we collaborate on a magazine that I believe would obviously bring your mindset and hers into the same place. So we decided to join partnership and started Voices Magazine. And Voices Magazine has really moved from where it was almost 10 years ago to where it is today. So I basically took over the creative mindset of the magazine and the future of the magazine in terms of where it was going to go. We started off focusing on professional nurses, doctors, but I decided to change the mindset of the magazine in terms of focusing on motivational stories of successful immigrants. So once upon a time, I had a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which actually inspired me to try to flip the coin and do something like that for our community. So that's how Voices Magazine itself started. It started through Celestina Windham calling me to join her, and she passed away. So I took it over with her family, and currently that's where we are with the magazine in terms of its future projections.
So if you look at where you came from to where you are, what are some of those achievements of Voices that you can point out?
Oh, wonderful. One thing for sure, the magazine itself has transformed. Where it was before, it was just about, I think, a 15 to 20 page magazine. Was not well laid out. It had some deficiencies. So we decided to work on that. And so if you see the magazine today, you'll be amazed as to the quality and the way the content is laid out, and how we have various columns from education to health to fashion to community news and stuff like that. And then the primary part talking about individuals that have succeeded in what they do. We also now moved on to our online version. We have an online version of the magazine, which people can get access to, a digital copy. Wherever you are in the United States, you can download a copy and peruse the magazine. We also partnered with a company called McCloud, who can actually physically send a magazine, the mail to you throughout the United States.
That's a hard copy of
a hard copy of the magazine, where you have to pay for that online. So from where we were before to where we are, we've basically put in place I would say the gems that will allow us to be able to move forward in our next structural plan of action, because we want to be able to move Voices Magazine not only to be a Minnesota magazine, but to be a magazine in the United States and beyond, and into the diaspora.
How do the Voices magazine fit into, telling the African story, the diaspora community stories?
Okay, well, as I said, the mission is to empower people of African descent or African heritage. So most of the content in the magazine basically identifies individuals who are making a difference. And their stories, technically, I believe, can inspire whomever reads their story. We're all immigrants. We came to the country in different fashions, different ways. Some came as refugees. Some came through the lottery system. Some came to the States through marriage. I mean, there's so many processes that one comes in. But again, when you come to America, the land of the brave, it is not easy to be successful, because even if you are a doctor back home, you have to start from the bottom upwards. The process of becoming a citizen or whatever it is. It's a long process. So most people that have basically transpired or come into the magazine are individuals who have that type of story. And our focus is to identify those individuals and interview them and put their interview in print and also on audio, which will be announced on our podcast, to talk about their stories in audio form and also in print. So the print version just basically focuses on their stories and how successful, how they became who they are currently. I came to the refugee camp in Bujumbura, for example, in Ghana. I came to the States through the DED or something like that. Then I went over to St. Thomas University, or I started at Hennepin Community College. I decided to be a doctor, and now some of them pretty much even own their own clinics. I mean, these are tremendous people who are making a difference, and they are very inspirational, and they have inspiring stories that I recommend anybody who has not gotten a copy of Voices Magazine should go out there, pick up a copy, and just read just one edition of the magazine, and you actually understand where I'm coming from.
If you had to draw us through or draw us through maybe one of those you've honored that had a story that stand out. I know there are many because it's 10 years now.
Yes.
So you've come a long way.
Yes.
But if you have to point out one specific story that continue to sink in your mind.
Well, there's so many stories. I can talk about Nasibu, who is the head of ADC. I can talk about like the current like Robert Odoy from Odum Health Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
They all migrated to the States through the same processes, went through challenges to even some of them. Even for example, we talk about what's this guy's name? Dr. what's his name? His name just slipped my mind. But he was one person who came into the States here through the process of being able to get into medical school. And Kofor Bear, that his name just came to my mind, Dr. Kofor Bear. He came to the States, struggled. And you know, when you come from Liberia and you go to the University of Liberia Medical School and thereafter come to the States, it's hard to transition into the same profession. You have to go through a lot of, educational processes or whatever. However, he made it. And so that's a very unique story that I would love people to pick up the magazine and read. Who else can I talk about? I mean, there's so many in my mind that I can't be fathom. But the most important thing is that a lot of people come to me and say, Charles DWAMINA, why can't you feature me in the magazine? We all have.
I was just coming to that. How are you picking up those that you feature?
Okay, that's what I said. They come and say, Charles, I can be. Everybody has a story, but one of the things that we try to do is that, again, we want to. It's almost like a story about rag to riches. Okay, being able to, and you have to be a community leader. You have to be influential. The issue here is technically, like you, for example, I could feature you in a magazine. Your story could be very convincing, especially if you came through nowhere. You know, that is what we want to capture. You don't have to have $1 million or whatever it is. But if your story is captivating and you went through a struggle process, there's so many people out there right now that are pretty much giving up because they believe that they can't make it. They don't have faith in themselves. But if I'm able to capture a story of that unique nature, I think having a person even read that particular capture or chapter can change their mindset to allow them to be more focused and say, you know what, if Cyrus can do it, I can do it too. So that's my more focus.
And also maybe setting the stage for people who are at that point thinking on giving up. Hearing a story.
Giving up. I'm telling you, because once upon a time, I told a friend of mine that if, for example, you flew into the Twin Cities here and you're in St. Paul International Airport and you went to the counter and you're waiting for a friend to pick you up, you know, like your first time coming to the States, and he was supposed to pick you up at 5 o'clock and it's now 10 o'clock p.m. and he's not there. And you picked up a copy of Voices magazine, the process of waiting for him, you read one of our stories. The inspiration that I will give you, say, you know what, if my friend is not picking me up at 5 o'clock, maybe he didn't decide to meet me here. I'm going to go and make it on my own. I'm going to go to a motel for the night and then regroup and capture myself. And that is what the story of Voices magazine is. It's an inspiring journey for all immigrants to tell you whatever you put your mind to, you can fulfill those dreams if you have faith and believe. And that's why that's why I love Voices.
I know this is not just my beat, but it is an expensive thing indeed to keep this magazine, running and at flow. Tell us, how do you get the funding to keep running it? Because I know it's free of charge on those shelves. They are not being paid for. Yeah. How do you get that?
Well, one of the things that we have to do for every edition that we have to raise about $10,000. $10,000, and most of the cost to underwrite, which is from printing to design and distribution, is borne by our advertisers.
All right.
So one of our big advertisers, Sun Foods. So Sun Foods has like 4 ads in the magazine. We have Wheezy Hair. We have a bunch of other companies from Metro Buzz to Centricare who advertise, to Western Union who advertise. So the cost of paying for the magazine is borne by the advertisers. We are struggling to get people to actually purchase the magazine online. And so we are going through a process of reinventing that aspect of our distribution structure through our website. And so hopefully we'll have people coming about. Right now, Voice of Magazine is a free publication, but people call me from Nigeria, call me from New York. How can they get a copy? They subscribe, and we try to mail them a copy. The revenue there is not where I want it to be, but I'm hoping that as we continue to do what we do, to the awards and all the engagements, people will then try to galvanize or gravitate towards actually subscribing, like how they will subscribe to Ebony or Essence magazine or any other magazine out there.
Charles DWAMINA, the CEO of the Voices Magazine Awards having his 10th, annual award ceremony this weekend. We will take a very brief break. When we come back, we talk about the activities that we expect to see this Sunday and other things that the voices will be taking. Let's take this quick break. When we come back, and we'll play you this video, which is like snippet of the previous Voices Magazine Awards, what were happening, some of the snippets from there, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
My name is MC Gracious, and
aka Nyachichi, and I am the yes, I am the red carpet host. She is the main MC host, and we are here to support the show.
Yes.
I'm Siad Ali, Minneapolis Board of Education, and I'm one of the nominees tonight's award.
We're looking forward to the whole evening. It's always a wonderful event and just good to be out with community.
Vice President of Voices Magazine. Tonight we're celebrating honorees, those who were nominated, and now we're looking for winners, and they are all winners. But we're here tonight to celebrate them. It's very important to us because throughout our immigration to the United States, it's important that what we do reflect some of the impact we're making here in the state of Minnesota. So tonight we're happy to honor those who were selected to be honored today.
Looking forward to seeing this beautiful event by Voices Magazine. I wasn't really part of this planning, but I know it's going to turn out great.
Okay. Abdul Hussein, I'm the nominee, community leadership. I was here today to get the award. Thank you so much for everybody, and I can't wait today to see that award. Excited.
Hi, my name is George, commonly known as G-Sax. I'm going to be playing here today at the awards program. It's going to be pretty awesome. It's a huge event. I'm going to be playing saxophone. I'm going to be playing 2 songs. Hopefully, I'm scheduled to play only one, but it's possible that I'm going to be playing 2 songs.
Quickly run us through the categories we expected people on that wonderful stage tonight to pick up an award.
Wonderful. We have 5 categories. We have education, nonprofit, community advocacy, business, and entertainment. Those are the 5 categories of individuals in our community that will be celebrated tonight.
When you are leaving this place tonight, this venue, the Mario Hotel, what do you expect to leave here?
Well, one of the things that I hope that individuals who attend this night will remember a night of glamour, a night of class, and hopefully they will come back next year. And next year will be more fantasious, more elaborating, more exciting to the best that we can afford.
I tell you, welcome back right here to this special interview with Charles DWAMINA, the CEO of the Voices Magazine Awards, ahead of the awards show slated for this Sunday in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Charles, welcome back, and you just talked about the categories in that interview from last year. Is the category still what it was?
Yes, the categories are still what it is. I mean, that's education, nonprofit, community advocacy, business, and entertainment. However, we expanded on the honoree side. We have another category of honorees, of individuals who technically don't go into the voting process, but they are also community leaders. Like, for example, this year we have the mayor of St. Cloud, we have John Huffman, we have Nima Tubman, who was the founder of I believe it's I forget the name, but she and Richard Dennis were working together on one of the fabulous hair cream businesses. Then we have several other individuals, Nancy, Clarence Tway, who else? And then we have four other doctors coming from three doctors coming from St. Cloud Central Care, and Dr. Grace Toto, who's also being honored. So those are the nominees in those 5 categories. There are 20 people 19 people in all. One person has to win. And surprisingly, not surprisingly, having to say that, you were one of the nominees.
I know I'm one of the nominees.
We had about 175 submissions for individuals within those various categories, and we had to narrow it down to the 5 or 4 in each category. Now the funny thing about it, not everybody is out there to be recognized for their work. So some people declined when we approached them. Others were willing to say they were interested in participating, and they went to the next stage of the process.
So how do you structure your nomination process? You want to drill us through this?
Well, it's quite, in the beginning, more or less, we were the individuals who were basically going out there and identify people. But we realized that because within my community, I might know so many people, but I wouldn't know people in the Somali community, or I don't know people in the Ghanaian or Liberian community to that extent to determine how successful they are. So one of the strategies I went about is we actually went out and were intentional about the selection process. So this time we actually contacted community leaders in those communities, like for example, the Uganda community, the Somali community, and they submitted names to us. Then the names came to us directly, but some were also uploaded to our questionnaire on our Google Doc page. So that's how the names came in. So the individuals will submit a name and they'll tell us why this individual should be nominated for the award, and they'll write a small paragraph about that. After we compile these stuff, we then reach out to all these nominees and ask them questions. Say, hey, you were nominated by your peers. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about what you do. Tell us why you think this award, or are you interested in participating? Some of them will say yes, and then we'll go on to have that conversation. After we've done all of that, then we have a panel of individuals who scout through the finalists and then determine whom would go to be the final 5 in those 5 categories. One of the things that we try to do, it's a signature process of ours, is we try to identify individuals in the entire African community. So you won't see us having just Liberians on the platform or just Cameroonians.
Much more diverse.
It's just more diverse in tribe. So we got people from Kenya, from Tanzania, Somalia, Egypt, or whatever it is. So we try to make it a diverse process. And after that, those individuals are informed. This year we had a wonderful event sponsored by the Minneapolis Foundation at the IDS Tower, where we recognized all those nominees and presented them with nomination award. I would say nomination notifications. And the next thing was we empowered them to now go out and solicit votes for them. Now, in selecting those individuals, their resume also counts. Apart from just saying, oh, Cyrus is a good person in media or arts and culture, but his resume should also speak to that. And then we'll make some phone calls into the community to ask to verify that is what the case is. You see what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, we make it. But again, the Voices Magazine team would basically review all that and come up with a finalist, and then we submit it and announce those individuals in the category. So that's the process.
So tell us a little bit about the venue this year. What are we expecting to see at the?
Well, the venue this year is it's quite unique because of their rules that they have there, and which actually met our taste. Is the Mosaic Event Center in Minneapolis. The address is 817 5th Avenue South 300, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55404. It's owned by an Asian lady and her husband. I don't know their names off the top of the head, but they gave us a good deal. They were excited to have us here based on our track history, our track record with other venues. We've had most of the time at the what do you call what was the last one?
Marriott?
The Marriott Hotel, and also we had it at Shingle Creek Park Event Center, and those stuff. So we wanted a space that could host us. The good thing about this year's, I don't say it's a good thing, because we want to consolidate. And sometimes people say the show is too long, there's too many moving parts, so we try to consolidate the event and focus more on the awards. So we took out the fashion show.
Okay.
So this year we will not be expecting a fashion show. In place of that, we have live performances. In the past, we've just had a DJ play music and stuff like that in between. But we're going to have live performances by the Gifted Hands, a prominent band in Minnesota, and performances by Ditoti and Grace Naomi.
Okay.
Grace is from Nigeria. Ditoti is from Congo. Beautiful artist. And
any Liberian style?
No, not this year. We don't have any Liberian style this year. Hopefully, we'll be looking at D12 next year. He and I are talking to see how we can get him to be featured within the show. I know I've featured him way back for Voices Magazine when he was coming up, but right now he's a big star, so we have to know how to negotiate with him.
How to...
Yeah, so that's it. But it's going to be a beautiful event. There's going to be a cash bar, so make sure everybody brings some cash with them. We are going to also I'll say subsidize some of the drinks depending on how early you come. It's not going to be a 3-course dinner this time. It's going to be hors d'oeuvres, but you're going to have enough hors d'oeuvres to make you feel that it's worth a while. And then we're going to have some beautiful speeches by some of our nominees. We're going to have some of our presenters come from some of our corporate sponsors, and then we'll have a couple of corporate videos that will be spicing throughout the process. But I think this year, the videography team headed by Reggie and Hamed, I would say it's going to be a fabulous experience. And I'm looking forward to it.
Now, after everything, wonder, where proceeds going? What's the Voices Magazine doing apart from the awards show, apart from the magazine regular publication? What other things are you involved into?
Well, one of the things that we are trying to do is our scholarship program. We try to identify one or two persons every year after the awards, and we give them a scholarship or we subsidize their tuition at the North American Medical Academy to go and learn nursing, get a CNA license. So that's something that we're trying to do, which some of our sponsors like to identify with. As you know, Voices Magazine is not a nonprofit. We're looking forward to seeing whether we could have an aspect of our business become a nonprofit so that we can be able to help people who we believe our vision impacts. So we're working on that as we go along. We're also hoping that we will try to come up with a golf tournament, a visit to Kenya, an opportunity to have our African-American brothers and our African brothers come together on excursions and dialogues and opportunity to discuss our differences, because I know that's very important. And so Voices Magazine wants to be a pioneer of that discussion. We also want to get involved with the state in trying to help our individual young youth in terms of diaspora, in terms of media work, like what you do, communication, editing, editorial work, and content creation. So we're looking at that as an aspect, and we want to work along with ASAR to do some of those things. So those are some of the things that we're looking to make us our footprint more felt within the community, besides just the magazine and the awards. We believe these causes are noble, and we hope that the community would accept, and the state will obviously partner with us in making this happen.
10 years, and I understand the show is sold out.
It's well, you better get your ticket right now, because I'm still finalizing the list. People are coming 10, 20, and people are buying tables. But by Friday, I should know where we stand. So
what's the ambition?
It's $100 per general admission.
Okay.
And then we have $500 for small businesses, and it goes up from there.
All right, Charles DWAMINA, the CEO of the Voices Magazine Award, an entrepreneur and a person who's always in the community. A lot of you around here in the Twin Cities knows Charles. Charles got a big name. I don't want to call it right now, but we'll call it later on. But Charles, it was wonderful having you, especially to talk about the Voices Magazine Awards.
Yes.
And I'm honored as well to be one of the nominees. Somebody just putting my name out there. It shows that, what we do is been recognized, and there are people out there watching. So just to wrap it up, what's your final words to your people watching, and what encouragement can you give them ahead of Sunday?
Wonderful. One of the things I would like to say, and it's great to having the opportunity and this platform, trying to reach out to my folks in Liberia and trying to reach out to folks in the diaspora in general, for what you do. I want to congratulate you and congratulate you again for your nomination as one of the nominees with the Voices Magazine Awards. Again, I tell everybody that was nominated that you guys are all winners. You guys are all fantastic people. You guys are doing wonderful things in the community, and you need to keep it up. You need to continue to do what you do, because at the end of the day, what makes you who you are is not necessarily what folks might think about you, but it's what you believe you can achieve in the next 4 or 5 years from now. And I think that it's not easy. Nothing comes easy, but it's consistency, it's faith, and believing that you can achieve that objective. And I know those individuals who are nominated have that kind of mindset. And as such, I want to encourage you all to understand you could be one of the nominees in the upcoming Voices Magazine Awards. It's going to be a fabulous event. If you haven't gotten your tickets right now, I'll encourage you to get your tickets. We have an occupancy of 350 people. After that, wow, we're closed.
So I know it's an official event, black tie.
Yeah, black tie. It's a red carpet event, so you have to come. It's downtown Minneapolis.
Imagine seeing Charles on Sunday. You're not going to believe it.
Oh, well,
Charles, it was wonderful having you this afternoon.
It's great being here.
And we hope that we can all be there. So if you are there, if you have not yet gotten your ticket, make sure you do that and be a part of the 10th Annual Voices Magazine Awards coming up this Sunday. I leave you with this one. Right here on the Voices Magazine Awards. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Experience the ultimate celebration of multicultural excellence at the Voices Magazine Award Show. This is your chance to network with visionary leaders and innovators from the African diaspora in an evening filled with joy and sophistication. Imagine a night where every conversation is a doorway to new opportunities, and every moment is a chance to connect with like-minded professionals. Whether you're looking to expand your network or just enjoy a fantastic evening, this event has it all. Celebrate the spirit of multiculturalism while making new friends and forging valuable partnerships. Don't miss out on this exhilarating experience. Click the link to secure your tickets now and be part of this prestigious event that shines a spotlight on the heroes and innovators of our community.